rock stars. All right. This is Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 9, Episode 5. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, we see Rashida. She's getting set up, or should I say she's getting herself ready for a romantic date with D-Lo. D-Lo was slick, too. He just told me to get dressed, get ready, and that he was going to come pick me up. So she leaves the baby with the oldest, D-Lo Jr. So, they all jazzed up, and D-Lo take her to the hotel. He got the room all real nice and romantical, like I said, and flowers and roses, and they going to have dinner out there on the ledge. On the balcony. D-Lo, stupid fucking face. I've made some mistakes over the years, but me and Rashida are in a really good place right now, and all of this. I think that we won't hear anything about his newest baby. Okay, when Rashida said that, they leaving a legacy for their children, 7 kids, I was like, 7? Did they count that newest baby in there? I couldn't remember how many that they have, but I hope he was, but they've been together 20 years and it's all good. So now it's all about leaving a legacy for the children, but D-Lo was just like, yeah, but they don't really know the difference. They spoiled. They don't really have the work ethic like that. And Rashida was like, I know. And, I've been working so hard. I really need a break. So she is putting together this ski vacation for the girls. Then he was just like, well, how long you gonna be gone? She was like, just a couple of days, David, maybe then you'll miss me. I was like, if you call missing, setting some shit up with some strippers right down the street. But of course, D-Lo was like, it don't take that many days for me to miss you. I said, look at D-Lo trying to give us some line. All right, Frost Facts, I didn't even give y'all the face today. Even though these two can try to sell y'all this bullshit if they want to, Frost Facts is always gonna be Frost Facts. Rashida has the girls meet her at like a camping type store. Mimi, why are we in a ski store? Rashida says, well, I got a surprise for you. She done did a little research and she found out about this place, Pigeon Forge, which is up in Tennessee, which is actually a fun little town. That's where Dollywood is, y'all. But anyway, she found a place that they could all go there and enjoy a few days away, because they got a whole lot of shit going on in their lives and everybody needs it. They don't really strike me as the skiing type. Everybody was like, ski? Like, we don't really do that ski thing. They might have tried it once or twice, didn't really work out all that well. So who's all coming? Well, Spice is coming. Carly. Sierra was like, I don't really know how it's gonna go with Carly because I had a talk with her and she told me that Karma was her best friend and that she was coming for me. And everybody there was like, what? Kind of, because Bambi was there too. What kind of shit was that? She was like, yeah, so she on some old big vindictive type mess. Like, I don't know how this is gonna work out. On top of that, her daughter, she been having some issues with her daughter. The kids is tripping a little bit because she and Shooter are not together. Now, we ain't heard shit about Shooter all last season. All of a sudden, her kids is having a problem now. That is a whole year later and her and Shooter not together. Okay, fine. So she said that her kids is tripping a little bit. So she need this vacation. And then Bambi said, yeah, I need my vacation too because my mama, Scrap's mama, they not getting along, and then she tells them about Mama D getting this obituary together and Mimi couldn't do nothing but laugh. Rashida was like, Mama D is something else. And so everybody agrees there, which is Rashida, Mimi, Sierra, and Bambi, that this trip is needed. But later on, we find out that Rashida and D-Lo's oldest son, well, this is actually D-Lo's real oldest son. This is Rashida's stepson. We found out that D-Lo Jr. done got himself in some trouble. Let D-Lo tell it. He just had a bag of weed. It wasn't no intent to distribute. They really wrote his paperwork up like he was a criminal. I said, well, what is it? Did he have a gun? Did he have weed? The weed on his own wouldn't have been as bad what you got a fucking gun for? Especially if you don't have a license to carry out. If you ain't got one out here, then you gonna go to jail. When him and Rashida talking about it, they make it seem like the charges was trumped up, and Rashida, you know how they do black men out here. It's hard out here for black men. And D-Lo, yeah, Rashida, you right about just dumb, these two talking. I immediately went online to see, because I hadn't heard this story about it, but somebody said that it did show up on some blogs a while back. I completely missed that story. But yeah, there are a few stories about it. Not that many, though. I was like, this better not be some old made-up shit from Frost Facts. You guys know how they are. I said, I know y'all ain't got this boy some damn weed and gun charges for this fucking show. So yeah, they stressed out. D-Lo was like, maybe you need to take me on this trip too. But no, she's still gonna plan to go on this trip with the girls, because especially now, everybody is stressed out. So Sierra goes over to Shooter house and, she can talk to him again, because now that her case has been dropped, we all family again. I didn't realize that her and Shooter had kids together, but I guess her 2 kids are with Shooter. They never even said anything like that the first season that she was on there, or did she? I completely did not. They always talked about his kids, never mentioned any of her kids. But whatever, they have kids together. So she goes over to his house and she's telling him how the daughter is tripping. She's having problems in school. She ain't being able to, I guess, get along with the other kids there. And it's a problem. Shooter was like, well, what's going on? So the daughter is over there sulking. I'm not sure if it's because, she really is having a hard time at school, or if it's because Mona done thrust this fucking script in her face and she don't want to read it, so she just sitting there like this. And Shooter's trying to ask her what's going on at school. And she just was like, it's just too much. All right, that's just all she has to say about it. She was like, fuck you, Mona. I'm not saying what you want me to say. Sierra says that the kids want them to be together. And while I know that divorced parents, their children usually would like their parents to be, their parents to be together, I was just like, are you guys putting 20 on 10? Because like I said, you didn't say nothing about none of this before. We didn't even talk about Shooter last season. Not really. It was all about that dumb nigga BK. But yeah, Sierra was just like, I know the kids want us to be together, and I know that Shooter would like that too. And Shooter was like, don't put Shooter in that conversation, because Shooter got 2 women right now that he can't even deal with. Okay, like one more than the other one, but that other one is clinging on so tough. I don't know how he gonna shake Scrappy's little sister. He ain't really trying to get back with Sierra like that. Sierra can think that if she wants to, but whatever. Now, we done went through a couple of tragedies with Sierra already this season, right? Now, first of all, she had the case that she jumped old girl at the fume. All right. We done got them charges dropped, okay? She done had the drama with Carly, okay? Tried to beat her ass at the Bubbles and Bling party, okay? And I guess her and Carly are on some sort of mend, or deciding not to be friends or whatever, but that's tragedy number 2. Tragedy number 3, her daughter gets jumped at her school, at North Atlanta High School out here in Atlanta. I remember when this happened, it was actually on the news. I was figuring this was a real story, and that it was on the news. I didn't even think it was going to be on the show, because normally when shit really, really happens out, on these reality shows, they don't never really include it in the storyline. But oh no, this one was included. Right up Sierra's alley. So then I was like, Mona, bitch, you better not really get the child jumped at school by some fucking adult just so we can have a storyline on this show. I was like, is everything that can happen going to happen to Sierra? Why she already got all these fucking problems in this episode fucking 5, you guys? Really? We see Carly, her and Rashida and Mimi are at like a bar or something, and they watching on the news that Sierra's daughter got beat up, jumped by some adult woman at the school, then snuck on campus and got into a fight in the bathroom. Okay, they even had video footage of it, because that's what the kids do nowadays. They record it. That's why social media is so horrible, especially for high school, middle school age kids, for that shit to be seen around the world, really. They sitting there watching, and Carly was like, yeah, even though the shit is fucked up with her and Sierra, she ain't really never wanting that to happen to the kids. The kids are off limits. So she is going to make sure that she reaches out to Sierra just to make sure that her daughter is okay, but she ain't fucking with Sierra like that no more. So she gonna be the bigger person, and she gonna try to work it out. Mimi was like, well, hopefully you guys will be able to, get back on track. And Rashida was like, well, if it was meant to be, it's gonna be. Okay, Rashida ain't even putting much stock into this whole friendship because she knows Carly. So later on, we see Sierra. She's sitting with Shooter and she's telling them the story, just like how I just told you guys a story. You all right? All right. All right, finish my video. Yeah. Are you all carrying it around in non-sterilized conditions? Thank you. So later on, we see her with Shooter, and she's telling Shooter the story like I just told you guys, a little bit more in depth, okay? She was at home. The daughter calls her. I think she was at work. The daughter calls her and tells her that, frantically that these girls are trying to jump her in the bathroom, and then she tells her that the girl's mother is there, and the mother is like part of the jumping squad, like, you got to get up here. And Sierra was like, okay, so the lady evidently lives in my building. All right. So I kind of seen her around and I was thinking that maybe, we could talk or something. So I tell her to put the phone on speaker, and I'm trying to talk some sense like, hey girl, like really, why are you trying to fight my daughter? And the daughter is 14 years old, by the way. But she doesn't get through to the lady, obviously, and there's a big fight. Like I said, it was caught on video. We saw it on TV, but she's telling her, and she's just mad. Like, if something happens to my daughter, I don't know what I'm going to do. All right. Like any mother would be. This is serious enough. I won't joke about it, but I will say that I just can't imagine them creating shit like this and it would really be fake. But I mean, definitely the opportunity arises to exploit this girl getting jumped at school, and they decided to do it on this show. Cause I'm just gonna choose to believe that it was real. They do slip in there that the daughter got some, she can be smart and be wanting to fight too. So they understand that the daughter was probably in it not as innocent as she could have been. But bottom line is you can't have adults fighting your fucking kids, okay? If it's kids at school, that's bad enough that, if they getting jumped and all of this. But then here come mama, like, what is that? So Shooter was telling the daughter she got to make better decisions. You got to just do better with what you do with your life. And of course, the daughter is still sulking. And so Shooter was like, okay, well, what are the steps taken? Well, she got a restraining order. The girl got to stay away. And I guess they going to pursue this legally. But this has considerably put another strain on Sierra's already strained and stressed life. All right, you guys, now we see Jock. He's at his salon Echelon, all right? And he's just checking on his investment. Now, he still got Shalonda. What's that? No, Sharonda. Sharonda is the girl that gave him so much grief last season. Almost broke him and his current fiance up because she was saying that he was fucking around with all these girls She's still there because I guess she's part owner. I guess he's taking a hands-off approach, but now he's decided to come there, because this is his place and he would just want to check on his investment like he said. But, she's still got a whole bunch of lip and all of this. Anyway, he has had Alexa Sky meet him there. I was like, what the fuck? Why would you have a woman meet you there when already Sharonda is with the shit and be telling folks all kind of shit? So I thought it was going to be some mess. Okay. But no, it turns out that Alexa Sky is there because he wants to have a panel on sex trafficking. This is our social conscious. This is our, how Mona likes to do a little outreach for the community and get them up to speed on whatever might be happening. So you guys know sex trafficking was real big out here. I mean, all of a sudden it just blew up the conversation, not the actual act, because that's been going on for years and years and years. But everybody was talking about sex trafficking. So now we're going to have it on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So Alexa Sky is there with Jock, and she said that not too many people know about it. Her family don't know about it. So she's kind of leery about sharing her story. Plus, she don't want to look like she's clout chasing, and she's not trying to get no attention on this. I mean, really, nobody really wants to tell this type of story. But Jock says that he's going to create the platform where, to be safe and, to be cool. And he really would like for her to come and speak on it. And she says, well, let her think about it. So then we see the panel that he's talking about. He has a couple of other women there that are, they have been involved in sex trafficking. His fiance, what's her name? I can't even think of her name. She's helping him. They're both like co-hosting this thing. We see Akbar V walk in, and I was like, is she on her ignorant, or is she on her sensical? Because child, we don't always know where Akbar V might be coming from. But no, she seems to be on her sensical type. So she sits down in the audience, and the ladies there just give their experiences. And, one of them is way more shocking than the other. I mean, but they're talking about, sex trafficking. It cannot be anything good, right? No good stories, abortions, forced sex, getting the money. It's $1 million business. These women's bodies are used over and over again. Of course, the women don't get nothing or very little out of it. That's just the physical part of it. Of course, the emotional, mental toll that it can take on you. I mean, it's fucked up, right? It's bad. It's all bad. It's all bad. While the ladies are talking, we see Alexa Sky walk in. Jock is happy that she's made it there. She gets up there and she just talks about her experience, how she was held against her will and forced at 16 to have sex, and, was basically told, if you don't do it, then we're going to kill you. Okay, they took away her phone, wasn't able to get in touch with her family. She's scared, all of this, okay? And finally, one of the Johns, I guess, that she was set up with could tell that she was all nervous and scared, and asked her, was she okay? And she said, what the issue was there, that she was doing this against her will. And he took her to a bus stop, and she was able to get back home to her family. But, and there might be way more to that story, but that's the gist of it. She was once working in that industry, not because she wanted to, because she was forced to. And she just wanted to share her story. I won't make nothing of it. Okay. I'm telling you what she said. I'm hoping that she's telling the truth. Because it's not a joking matter. So, all I can say is I'm glad that she has been able to get out of that and kind of turn her life around. She's a mother now. So she wants to make sure that she's truthful about things that have happened in her life in the past. Okay. So good for her. All right. So it was a cool enough panel. I mean, I've seen worse on the show. Even Akbar V was touched and said that she didn't know any of this about Alexis, and she just admires her for her strength and all of that. So it did help at least one person in the audience. But that was Mona's little outreach, like I said, about sex trafficking. All right, you guys, so the day of the trip, we see Bambi, she's telling Scrappy that she's gonna go because, they stressed out about their mamas and all of this. She leaving the baby there with young Merlot, no, nobody come over here. Don't let him do this, that, and the other. She's really telling him, and you ain't got to worry about it because Scrappy look like he gonna do exactly what Bambi says. So she's getting packed. She's gonna get ready to go. Sierra says that even though all this stuff is going on in her life, with her daughter and everything, she need this trip. So she is getting the hell on as well. She told her daughter about the ski trip, and she said her daughter said that she should go. So I'm going to respect her wishes. Oh, you going to respect your 14-year-old daughter's wishes? Oh, is that the excuse that you giving us today? So yeah, she going on this trip, y'all. As far as Carly, she know Carly going to be there. She said Carly did reach out, and she guessed that they friends, even though she was calling about her daughter, she guessed they friends, but she don't know because Carly crazy. Carly says that when she was talking about Karma being her best friend, she didn't mean for it to come for the baby. Okay. She just meant for her best friend to go take care of Sierra. So she not really feeling Sierra like that. So all the girls, they gather, they about to get on the bus. Rashida comes and she's giving everybody a hug. Hey girl. They was like, why are you looking like that? And Rashida says that she cannot in good conscience go on the ski trip because of what's happening with D'Lo Jr. I said, well, look at Sierra's daughter. That's her blood daughter. Then got jumped and she's staying on this damn bus trip. But Rashida was like, no, I can't do it. But you guys make sure you're on your best behavior. They was all like, yes, mom. Okay. We all got to listen to Rashida Frost. Okay. So we get on this bus and they getting settled in for their ride. That's about a 3 or 4 hour ride up there to Pigeon Forge or so. And Spice and brought food for him. Mimi was just like, I just hate what's happening to Rashida. And Sierra, of course, has to make it be about her. She get to tell him about the daughter getting jumped, and you guys imagine being on the phone and your daughter's scared and saying that she about to get jumped by some grown woman. The woman lived in her building and she was trying to talk to her, but the woman ignorant and ghetto, obviously, and did what she did and then snuck off of campus. Carly was like, I would be upset too, but you wouldn't see me on no damn ski trip if that just happened to my daughter. Bambi was just like, well, you doing good to be on this bus, okay, with Carly. And Carly said, well, she just gonna be an adult about it. She can't be fighting with Sierra over every single thing. Plus, she just had this shit happen with her daughter. Anyways, you guys, Bambi tells actually, Bambi had told Scrappy earlier that she felt like she was allergic to chicken because she wasn't feeling well, okay? Can black people be allergic to chicken? I said, I had a really good friend who all of a sudden was allergic to chicken. That shit lasted. This is one of them friends that, let me not tell that story, you guys. So when she's on the bus, she's telling them again that she's been feeling kind of funny and she don't feel well and all that. So they're telling her that she needs to get a pregnancy test. So I guess in this season, we're going to find out that Bambi is pregnant. I didn't even realize, but I forgot that they were recording very close to the time that we are at right now, maybe a month or two before, or I don't even know what the timeline is anymore because it's been so fucking hot. I'm trying to think of when did they have snow, but we're gonna find out that Bambi is pregnant later. Sierra said that Shekinah just called her and told her that she was driving up to to where they're gonna be staying, and Spice was like, I don't fuck with her like that, like I don't even feel like looking at her. Who invited her? I guess she invited herself, or maybe Rashida invited her. Well, Spice ain't really feeling her, so she hopes she ain't got to be getting into it with Shekinah like that. I said, okay, enter Spice storyline. And then, you guys, the last 5 minutes or so of the show, I was like, did they just throw this in, decided that they didn't have enough clips and decided to put Show Enough Scrap in there? Because where did this come from? Baby Sis is over there helping Show Enough Scrap pack up his house. He moving into somewhere else, and they talking about the barber shop and all of that. Okay. I guess I thought Show Enough Scrap realized that she and Shooter were seeing each other, but I guess not. I mean, maybe he just really thinks that they cool with each other. And now she's saying with everything that's going on in Shooter's life, Baby Sis don't want to even mention to Shooter anything about this relationship or if they're going to make it public because he's already stressed out enough. Now, your relationship shouldn't stress you out, but I mean, that's what she said. Now, Show Enough Scraps tells her that he wants her and KK to stop fighting. And their fight between the two of them is real stupid. Okay, now I guess Baby Sis is paying KK's cell phone bill. Do not ask me why. Why can't KK pay for her own cell fucking bill? And I guess because Baby Sis is gonna be petty, she ain't paid the cell phone bill. Okay, just some real nigga shit, y'all. Just for real. So, yeah, KK mad at Baby Sis for not paying the bill and she can't get her communications on with nobody and all of that. Mona, why you ain't get KK some fucking money for a cell phone? So KK come over and KK is pissed at her. Said, you did it to spite me. Okay, I know you had money for that cell phone bill. You just didn't want to pay it because you knew it was for me. But let me tell you something. When you left in that message, when you said, fuck you, I mean, that was just like a stab to my heart. Now, Baby Sis said, look, me and KK didn't get into it and everything, but I'd never have been disrespectful. I would never say fuck you to somebody, like an elder to me like that. Like, I did not say that to her, but KK swears she did. But she ain't got it, no proof of it nowhere, because normally we gonna produce this shit. So, yeah, KK is all dramatic about this damn cell phone bill. I said, that fucking Mona ought to be ashamed of herself. Nigga, we can't get 220 on the cell phone bill. KK said, you did say fuck you. You just not going to admit it, because Show Enough Scrap is here. You just don't want to look bad. So they arguing back and forth that Show Enough Scrap is just trying to stop the two of them. Mama, why don't you just be the bigger person? She said, no, I'm going to be the small bitch this time. She pissed at Baby Sis. She was like, so did you tell Show Enough Scrap about you and Shooter? And Show Enough Scrap was like, why do I feel like I just missed a part of the conversation? I said, Show Enough Scrap, where you been, baby? You didn't know that these two was getting closer? Okay. All right, you guys, that is it. I am getting off of here. I have been out here for 3 shows that I had to review. I'm sure y'all done seen this same outfit the whole time. You guys, let me get off of here and go play with my dogs. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.